Gathered here with my family, my neighbors and my friends, standing firm together against oppression, holding hands. It doesn't matter where you're from, or if you're young or woman or man, we're here for the same reason. We want to take back our land. Oh God, thank you for giving us the strength to hold on. And now we're here together, calling you for freedom, freedom. No, you can hear our call. We're calling for freedom, fighting for freedom. We know you won't let us fall. We know you're here with us. No more being prisoners in our homes, no more being afraid to talk. Our dream is just to be free, just to be free. Now when we've taken our first step towards a life of complete freedom, we can see our dream getting closer and closer. We're almost there. Oh God, thank you for giving us the strength to hold on. And now we're here together, calling you for freedom, freedom. No, you can hear our call. We're calling for freedom, fighting for freedom. We know you won't let us fall. I can feel the pride in the air, and it makes me strong to see everyone standing together, holding hands in unity, shouting out loud, demanding their right for freedom. This is it, and we're not backing off. Oh God, we know you hear our call, and we're calling you for freedom, freedom. No, you can hear our call. We're calling for freedom, fighting for freedom. We know you won't let us fall. We're calling for freedom, freedom. No, you can hear our call. We're calling for freedom, fighting for freedom. We know you won't let us fall. We know you're here with us.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're still with you on this morning's edition of The Breakfast Show. And as promised earlier today, we discussed the recent developments with the Supreme Constitutional Court and the verdict that it submitted last week related to the Shura Council and the Constitutional Assembly that drafted the country's new constitution, although the court said that the Shura Council will remain in place until the new parliament is elected and after it holds its first session. Joining us live here this morning in our studios is our guest who will tell us a lot more about the Shura Council, as he is a member of the Shura Council. We're joined this morning by Dr. Fredi Al-Bayadi, a member of the Egyptian Upper House and Parliament. A very good morning to you, Doctor.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Al-Bayadi.
Good morning.
We would like to start off by talking about the verdict concerning the invalidation of the Shura Council that is not going to be executed because they are going to remain doing what they are doing until there is further elections for the upcoming parliament. So how do you read that verdict, and what's the impact of that verdict on you as a member of the Shura Council?
Actually, the verdict, the form of the verdict itself is a bit some confusion in the streets, but it didn't change anything in the state of the Shura Council, which is, according to the new constitution, the main problem was in the law that the Shura Council was voted for, was the members were elected for according to. And this is particularly in the article of the law that allows members of the political parties to run on the individual seats in the voting process of the Shura Council. So and this is the same article that made the previous People's Assembly unconstitutional, and they dissolved the previous parliament because of this article. But now with the new constitution and putting this article in the new constitution, it made give it constitutionality for this article. So it has no problem now according to the new constitution. So this is what actually the court said, that according to the new constitution, the parliament or the Shura Council should be functioning, should be doing the legislation process till the coming election for the House of Representatives. This is what was going for and still keeping. But they mentioned a sentence in the verdict that made all the confusion, that they added that the law that the Shura Council was elected upon was unconstitutional. And this is at the time they were elected Shura Council, according to the previous constitution, it was unconstitutional. So this made the confusion. It appears contradictory, because if it is unconstitutional, why are you keeping it? You should dissolve it at the right now. And if it is constitutional, it should be keeping on. So actually, it is constitutional. It is right to keep functioning, because we voted for a new constitution. So now when we apply the new constitution, the Shura Council will be working. But if you go back to the previous constitution, at the time it was elected on, the law would be unconstitutional. You see, this is the contradictory part that made the confusion. But actually, it gave some confirmation to the legislation power of the Shura Council, because some people were doubting if the Shura Council should go for legislation or not.
That's
But the court affirmed this part and said that the Shura Council should keep legislation power till the election of the coming parliament. And this is what the new constitution says. And this is, though I don't agree for running or rushing into law making at this time, but according to the constitution, it has the full right to do the full legislation power, and this is what the court actually affirmed.
Dr. Freddy, as a member of the Shura Council and an insider, I want to know how members of the Shura Council received this verdict. Was it expected by some of the members? And I'm sure there have been divisions and different factions of the Shura Council and representatives that took the verdict differently. So tell us a bit more, give us an insider view.
Of course, it was a split of decisions. The majority of the people expected the Shura Council should keep working according to the new constitution. They didn't expect the exact form of the verdict, especially putting the sentence that the law was unconstitutional. This is what made confusion, and some people thought that the Shura Council would be dissolved immediately. But they put this sentence, but most of the people, they expected them, because there is a new constitution, and the constitution got its immunity from the referendum when the people voted for the constitution. So this also takes us to the other verdict of the Constitutional Assembly that said that the law, the same thing, that the law that the Constitutional Assembly was chosen upon, or the measurements of them, was not constitutional. But when you voted for a new constitution, now you give immunity to the constitution. We're not going to cancel the constitution now. This is also, some people think that we will cancel the constitution because the Constitutional Assembly formation was not constitutional. But still, when people go and vote yes for the constitution, you give power to the constitution.
We legislate the constitution.
Yeah, that's right. So most of the people, they expected that the Shura Council would keep functioning.
Again, I'm going to add to Angie's question. I mean, from where we see that we're discussing now, we see that the Constitution is questioned for its legitimacy. The Constitution, it's in its own right. And the Shura Council is also questioned. And the public prosecutor is also the legitimacy of the public prosecutor. So it seems that the most important powers and sectors in the country, the legitimacy of those powers are questioned. So what about the Shura the members? So how are they going to function? There are many thorny issues that are taking place inside the Shura Council, like, for example, the amendment of the Judiciary Authority. To my knowledge, a great deal of the members were against it. So what's going to happen from now on concerning problems like that?
Yeah, from my point of view, constitutionally and the legislation power is affirmed to the Shura Council, but myself and not many, I would say, at least those who represent what we call the civil current in the Shura Council, and I consider myself one of them, we are actually fighting that to keep legislation in very limited laws, the most important, the most prior law, though the Constitution actually doesn't say that. But we feel that it's kind of logic and kind of need for the time being, that we don't have to rush into legislation or to make use of the power of the majority, that there's a majority of the Freedom and Justice Party. So they shouldn't take advantage of this and start to rush into making laws. So myself and some of other colleagues, we are trying to stop. We had a very strong stop for the judiciary law, and now it's actually almost freezed. They put it back to the the committee, the legislation committee of the Shura Council, and it's not discussed now. They are waiting for the judiciary opinions, for the new law to be presented by the government. So we are trying to stop all the laws that we find that it's not necessary, it's not urgent to wait for the next member of the
Or
parliament.
has it been overshadowed by the water crisis that emerged suddenly?
No,
That's
actually,
why.
before the water crisis, we stopped it before the water crisis, and we were actually we partially succeeded not to cancel the law, but we kind of freezed it. So it's now not discussed. It's actually we did this step before the water crisis starts, and we stopped it, and we did some things like changing the elections, the districts when they were trying
Actually, Dr. Freddy, that does lead me to my next question. How about the draft law of the elections? This is another contentious issue that was under discussion in the Shura Council. Is it still under discussion, or has there also been a freeze with regards to the election law discussions?
Yeah, you know that the law that is now back to the Shura Council for the second time.
Right.
So today we will start discussing the new amendments that the Constitutional Court suggested for the elections law. So there should be a process going on to present a new elections law, and hopefully this time is the third time. Hopefully it works and it goes into the elections process.
Right. Again, I'm going to build on Angie's question, which is the elections law that concerns many elements, like using the religious banners and I mean slogans in election campaigns, and also there is another important one that popped out, which is giving the right, all citizens the political right, including the police and army officers.
Yeah.
So, are you including that also, or you close the door?
If this is the constitutional, the amendment suggested by the Constitutional Court, we have to put it as it is. If you want to have the law, to pass the law. So this is what the Constitutional Court said. If we did anything different than what the Constitutional Court suggests, then the law will be back again to the Shura Council, and we'll keep this vicious circle going on. So if this is the opinion of the Constitutional Court, so we are actually obliged to follow it.
So it's going to be executed. I mean, you're not going to discuss that, and it's not going to be negotiated.
We cannot do it because it's the right of the Constitutional Court unless the Constitutional Court says something different. But till now, this is what the Constitutional Court said, and actually this is what made the problem and delay for the second time, because there were some suggestions at the first time by the Constitutional Court, but the Shura Council didn't stick to, and they were trying actually to go around it, especially out of the article of allowing those who didn't do the military service, especially those who were imprisoned during the...
That's another important, very, very important,
were imprisoned during their military service. The Constitutional Court said that they are not allowed to...
What's going to happen about that important issue, which if you haven't been doing military service and there is a court verdict that would allow you to run for president? This is one also. So how is that formulated?
It was not about running for president, it was running for the parliament.
Parliament, yeah.
Because it's for the elections, for the parliament elections.
But also for presidency. They said so.
We're not discussing
verdict,
now the law
okay.
for presidential election, all the discussion about the parliamentary elections. So actually they were trying to give a chance to those who were imprisoned, especially the political, and most of them were from the Islamic parties, were in prisons during their military service, and actually it was not their choice. They were obliged not to do the military service, because it was the government which exempted them from doing the military service, but they were not officially exempted. They were not allowed to join the military service. This is what made the problem. And actually myself, at the first time, I was with them. I said it's their right to run for the parliament, because they didn't choose to quit the military service. But when the Constitutional Court said that they are not allowed to, we should stick to what the Constitutional Court said at the beginning, at the first time. But what happened? They tried to go around it. They didn't follow what the Constitutional Court said. So then the court referred it back again to the Shura Council, and they didn't accept the law as the first time.
Dr. Freddy, I also wanted to ask you, so what are some of the other laws that are under discussion or are upcoming for discussion in the next few days or weeks, as the parliamentary elections are under preparation but not yet ongoing.
Yeah, there's an important law actually that's very important to many people. It's the NGOs law. This law actually is the first law to be presented by the president of the country to the Shura Council. So probably this will be in the following days. They will start discussing the NGOs law. And actually, when you see that there are many laws coming into the Shura Council, but we were trying to stop that rush. And when you see what came out of the Shura Council as laws, not many laws came out. I see maybe only the Sukuk law, it's only 1 or 2 laws that came out. So, but people think that the Shura is presenting or doing every day a new law, but actually many laws are suggested, but there are many or few parliament members who are trying to stop the laws that we see that it's not urgent, it's not important, we have to delay them, to wait for the next parliamentary chamber to go for these laws.
What other plans that you have in your agenda by the current changes that have taken place and things have replaced other things? So if you have an agenda that for the coming phase, with the water crisis on the doors, and there is an energy crisis, also the electricity, and there is fuel and many things, and also some commodities that are as we're approaching Ramadan. So do you have any plans on your agenda other than the laws?
Yeah. We as members of the civil current MPs in the Shura Council, actually we're preparing for a conference next Tuesday about the water crisis, about the dam which was going to be built in Ethiopia. We're going to invite some experts to speak about the roots of the problem and what the results of the problem, how can we solve it. It's a kind of not legislation thing, but it's kind of